Hey everybody, just needed a way to get things off my chest here. Well, I'm throwing in the towel finally. This past March, I had operation done on my left leg, which they took 4 toes off, amputated 4 toes, some bone structure, stuff like that because it got infected. Um, Last month they came in for an angiogram. They were able to clear up 2 arteries. My left leg, they did an angiogram in March of 23 where they had to put 2 stents in there. Now I gotta go today to find out whether they got put more in there or do a bypass on my artery on my left leg. But that ain't the only thing either. I mean, there's other things that are going wrong with me, my health. Yeah, things have just been kind of going downhill pretty rapidly. Me and my wife were doing really good up in Omaha, Nebraska. My wife has Parkinson's, as a few of you may have heard me mention on a couple of other videos I did. She's wheelchair bound, and the dementia is kicking in slowly, but it is going there. We've been together for 35 years, over 35 years now. I think it's 37 actually. She she's not doing very good herself. We've been staying at my daughter's house here in Las Vegas because I couldn't afford the apartment, so we lost the apartment that we were staying in. I worked so hard for everything. I mean, I worked really hard, busted my ass off to get us everything that we had. I was doing very well, making good money. I finally found me a local job to where I could be home with my wife more often. Be home every day actually. Work anywhere from 8 hours to 14 hours, but it still put me at home quite a bit. I came out of over the road truck driving, and even then I was still making good money, making a good living. All the weapons I had, I pretty much sold everything except for just a couple pieces that I have left. And things have just been really rough. And I don't expect anybody to respond or anything like that. I really don't. This is something I felt I wanted to do, is just make this video. But yeah, I even went out and got this bike here, this Harley. And I ordered it for my birthday, this February of 2023. And it had to come out of Colorado. And when the dealership got it in Omaha, it was the day that I had to go in for the surgery. And, of course they had to do their inspections on it, stuff like that, and make sure the bike was rideable. Well, it got to the point where I called them up before I took possession of the bike, a week before I got out of the hospital, and asked them, hey, first I called the financial department. I told them my situation. They told me I had to get a hold of the dealership. And I just wanted to cancel it out. If they wanted to hold on to the deposit that I put down, that was fine with me. And then when I felt better and I could get on another bike, the financial department would have my deposit. Boom, I could get on another bike easily. And either that or just giving back my deposit, one of the two. They could sell the bike, do whatever they want. Either way, it didn't matter to me. Even if they held on to my deposit, they could have sold the bike, and I could have just went back at something else. But they said no. And they said that I had a choice of either picking up the bike, leaving it there. After 30 days, they charged me for storage, or I just have them deliver the bike to me and they'll deliver it to me for free. So I chose that option. Well, I talked to other Harley dealers out here in Vegas and a couple other states that I went to, and they all told me the same exact thing, to where they should have actually had just kept the bike, sold it, used my deposit for something else, or returned my deposit. And they said that all of them, every single one of them, said that that's what they would have done. I even talked to the financial department the other day. They said, yeah, that's what they should have done. But instead, they hosed me, they fucked me. So Harley, you know what? That's to you. Fuck you. Yeah, 40 years I've been wanting one. I finally got it, couldn't ride it, and I asked them to please, just hold on to it, or not hold on to this particular bike, but hold on to my deposit, and we could use it towards something else, later on down the line. Probably not right away, but down the line. But they said no. At least that dealer did. And when I talked to Harley, they said that a lot of all their dealers are independently owned, they're franchises. And some of them work in an actual Harley store, but they're still a franchise. Which those, they're not supposed to do things like how they did to me. And the lady at the financial department was pissed because now I got to surrender my bike. So now I lose all that money, and all my hopes and dreams. I was thinking maybe I could put a tri-kit on this thing, but then I can't afford a tri-kit right now because I'm now on my long-term disability, which doesn't pay a whole lot. Staying here with my daughter at her house. I want to get me and my wife into our own little place. I just got to get the money together to do that. And things got really hard. And yes, I sold almost all my weapons. There's only a couple pieces left. That's it. That's all I got. And by selling them, that's what kept a little bit of pocket change in my pockets. Not a whole lot. Because the gun stores don't pay very much. Even though you could go spend several $100s on a particular weapon, they're not going to give you nowhere near what you spent to buy it. And even if you did add-ons, you're going to put your red dots on it, your RDRs and your Trijicons and all that. It doesn't matter. They're going to buy it for what they want to buy it for. And if you're in a hard spot, you got to take whatever they offer. Enough to buy gas so you can go back and forth to the doctors and hospitals and whatnot you got to do, buy food, whatever. And that's what I did. Yeah, my daughter would have helped me, but I don't like asking. I've always been a very independent person. Do things on my own, get things on my own. I don't believe in asking for anything. I don't like asking for anything. I'd rather work for it. And my wife, today, we got to talking a little bit, and she's been wanting to go out on this bike really bad, but I can't ride it because of my foot. It's still on the healing process, and it might be infected because the hospital that I've been going to for the cleaning and all that stuff, the rebandaging, screwed up on the scheduling. And there was a point where went on for almost a whole month without seeing a doctor on it, and it may be infected again. And the doctor was pretty pissed when he found out that they screwed up on the scheduling. So I might be talking to a lawyer pretty soon. I don't know how all that works. If you know, please let me know how that works. But anyways, I gotta go today to find out whether they gotta do a bypass or they could just do another angiogram on this leg. And I'm still waiting for the infectious disease to call me and tell me if my foot's infected again. I hope it ain't. I really don't want it to be infected again. It sucks. But it's a possibility. And then they want to put me in surgery for my neck as well, because a few years back I had a little incident on the back of my trailer where a forklift driver went in and slammed the back end of my forklift, launched me in the air, and the reefer came forward, slammed up against me, and then the truck sprung back, hit up against me, and I had low bars on my, I was carrying load bars, and this arm got totally destroyed. My rotator cuff with my cervical muscle, my neck, goddamn fly, and fractured my pelvis, twisted my spine, really screwed me up. I was out of work for close to 2 years on that one. And I had to rebuild myself, and I did. I rebuilt myself beyond where I was before I got injured on that deal. I went beyond. And now I got this to deal with now. Waiting on Social Security disability. And who knows when that's going to happen. So, I just told my wife today, that I'm throwing in the towel. I've already called Harley Davidson. I'm doing a voluntary surrender on the bike. And she just started crying. She bursted out crying because she knew that I wanted this bike for over 40 years. I never got one because she's always been afraid of it, afraid of bikes in general. And then she knew that I was getting at that age, and I've been wanting one for many years, and I did it out of respect for her, and I got one. I finally did, and because I used to ride before when me and her first met. And our plans were to throw some trike wheels on this thing and go for some good long rides. But that's all down the drain now. There's nothing else I could do, nothing I could come up with. So I'm just done. I'm just throwing in the towel. Well, enough of my ranting. I hope you guys some advice from me on this whole medical situation, especially with the scheduling, screwing up the way they did, and my foot is possibly infected. Don't know yet, 100%, but it could be. All right, well, thank you all, and you all have yourself a good day, good rest of your week, a blessed one. I hope you're all well, and you got your firearm, carry your firearm, protect yourself and your family and your neighbors. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.